Let's do this. Get ready for the Dirt Life Show.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. This is episode 55 of the Dirt Life Show. Man, we're just clicking them off left and right here. We really appreciate you guys joining us tonight, and I really appreciate the guy sitting right next to me on my left, Brian Lopez, for joining us tonight as well. Man, you shredded over here like nobody's business to get ready to talk with Jimmy Moore, our featured guest.
Yeah, how's it going?
Pretty good. How's things going with you? You were in Pine Top all weekend?
Yep, enjoying cool weather.
So that's pretty cool. We'll talk about that a little bit. But like I said, thank you guys very much for joining us. We already got some comments coming in. Lena said hello from Rimrock. Hi, Lena. So it's nice and cool up where she is as well. Man, tonight is going to be a pretty awesome episode. There's been so much racing and just awesome stuff happening because people like you were getting away to enjoy the cooler weather. There was 2 rounds of AMA motocross this weekend, one on Friday and one today on Monday.
I still haven't caught up on any of them.
You're going to have to – well, I'll catch you up a little bit. I'll try not to spoiler alert it for you. Man, we have been super busy with the Dirt Life Show. It's been crazy. So, like I said, thank you very much, Brian, for joining us. Casey couldn't come in today because I'm just gonna have to be honest, man. He forgot it was his wife's birthday.
Uh-oh.
I know. I go, man. It's fine. You don't have to worry about coming in, but you're gonna have to put in some work for that one. So, thank you for joining us, Brian. I really appreciate it. And wolfing down your tacos so quickly.
Right.
We're getting another comment coming in. Hi, Misty from Texas. How are you? Hopefully it's cooler out there too, because last time when I was in Texas, it was pretty hot.
Hey, you were just there, weren't you?
Yeah, it was. Actually, I was able to go eat sushi with Misty, so that was pretty fun. We have had a whole bunch of good stuff going on with the Dirt Life, man. I told you about some of the stuff. We're going to be going to the UTV World Championship coming up here in 3 or 4 weeks, beginning of October.
Yep, first week of October.
And so anybody that doesn't know who Brian is, Brian was my crew chief in the Lucas Oil Offroad Racing Series when he drove with Yamaha, and man, he did a fantastic job. He knows Jimmy, our featured guest, very well.
Yes.
So it'll be fun for us to hash out old stories and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So
definitely.
It's going to be cool. The only thing is I was talking to Jimmy doing a little pre-show call earlier, and he said we probably shouldn't poke the bear, so to speak, because Junior is 230 pounds, 6'1" now. And he's ripped. So Jimmy was like, you can't tell him that. Don't get his confidence up.
He's always in the gym.
Dude. So it'll be good to talk with all those boys. But yeah, like I said, so we're going to go to UTV World Championship coming up here, and we've had an awesome opportunity from Craig Scanlon, one of our featured guests, that he runs 4-wheel parts and Transamerica Auto Parts now and still has a very close affiliation with Polaris. And he lent us one of his cars out of his garage, actually.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
An RS1.
Really nice of him.
I know. I thought that was super cool. And the best part about it is it just kind of shows how the industry is just awesome, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Super cool. You know, how many people have we met that we just love and communicate with all the time still?
Oh, yeah, like family.
Yeah, exactly. So he's treating us like family, letting us use his RS1 to go to the UTV World Championships and have some fun. But the cool part about it is we also got a bunch of other people involved as well. We have some show sponsors that got involved. I'm wearing a new T-shirt from the guys at Zollinger Racing Products. This thing's pretty cool. So I'm part of their dirt crew. And they gave us a whole bunch of stuff for this RS1. Over to your left on the table there, we have some 70-75 billet radius rods. Hold that thing up, man. We can show it to the camera real quick. These things are awesome. So these are the lower trailing arms, or excuse me, radius rods. These are, look how big they are though, because the car that Craig let us use has long travel. So these are super.
Okay.
So these are super long, high clearance. So these ones go on the bottom, those ones go on the top. And then the other piece over there, the black one, is long tie rods, obviously, so that we can hook that bad boy up, man. These things are super, super cool. And check this thing out. So this is all machined on a 5-axis, obviously, but it's a rear knuckle with a locked-in bearing carrier.
Wow.
Super cool, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then for the Polarises, the CVTs, we got the clutch cover as well. Ooh. But those things are insane cool, man. Just think about how much work it takes to design and
oh, yeah.
get those things
They're
done.
beefy, too.
Dude, they really are. So desert spec, right?
There you go.
So thank you very much to Travis and Riley over there at Zollinger Racing Products for hooking that thing up, man. That was super cool that they went ahead and did all that for us. I'm really excited to be able to build this thing up. A couple other things that I want to discuss about this RS1 build, just because I want to pay back all of the guys that are helping us as much as possible. The guys over at Shock Therapy, they actually have the car right now. We dropped it off last week. We're going to release some videos in the next couple days here talking about it, having some fun with those guys. We had a really fun time with them up there. But they're going to be doing replacing the shocks, the Walker Evans shocks that are on it. They're going to be putting Fox RC2s on it, as well as an IQS system, which is the system that you can have a button inside the car to turn it soft, medium, and hard.
Okay.
I think that's going to be pretty cool. Can you imagine how fun it would be to go through the desert like wide open and just be like the co-driver and just be like, boop.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And just be like, oh, we got some whoops coming up, and then just switch
Stiffen it up.
Yeah. So I can't wait to test that bad boy out and see how it works. And then I rolled one of these tires that KMC and EFX gave us, tires and wheels that KMC and EFX gave us, into the studio today. That thing is sweet, huh?
Yeah.
Man.
Didn't really get to look at it.
So it's called a Moto Hammer is what the tire is.
Okay.
I was telling my dad too, like, do you remember when we used to ride or have GMZ tires? Our favorite tire was that round one that they had. I forgot what it was called, but it was like one of our favorite, real consistent tires. And this one has a lot of the same tread pattern and characteristics to it.
Yes.
It's an 8-ply tire, and then they gave us, I think it's a 5.1 offset wheel. It's called a KMC Grenade. Those things are super, super lightweight and cool, man. So plus they look bitchin'.
Oh yeah.
I
like the anodized look in the inside too.
Yeah, that little red.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that looks sweet. So I'm gonna have to incorporate that into the design of the RS1. I think it's gonna be pretty badass. So thank you very much to Ryan and the guys at KMC for doing that, and Ryan as well at EFX Tires. We really appreciate it. So this RS1 is gonna be pretty awesome, man. Like, I can't wait to finish it up, because afterwards we're going to give it back to Craig, so hopefully he'll be happy with all the stuff that we did.
Oh yeah.
So I'm interested to see, though. I was telling the guys on the, have you ever driven one?
Not an RS1. I've always wanted to. I've heard they're really fun.
Well, your dad has the turbo 4-seater Razor, right?
Yes.
I don't know what is it called, though. Turbo 4-seater?
Yeah, it's not a 1000. It's just the turbo version.
Turbo S or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, so I know he loves that thing. But that RS1, when I unloaded it off the trailer, it was like you can see both wheels. It's super cool, man.
That's like a quad, but with a cage.
So I called a couple people, like when we were like getting ready to do this project, or before I even went and picked it up at Craig's house, and I called a couple people, and I'm like, is it worth it? And they're like, dude, it's super fun. It's especially like coming from motocross. They were like, it's full moto.
Oh, that'll be bad.
I know. That's what I was thinking too. So it'll be pretty fun. And obviously you'll get to drive it too when we go out testing. So
yep.
When we go to the UTV World Championship, it's going to be pretty cool because they have pre-run days. They have 4 pre-run days. I guess it's the week before the race, I guess you could say. So we're going to go up early, and we're going to do a pre-run day on one of the days. Mm-hmm. And so that's when we can all, try the car out and have some fun with it. And we're also going to do some testing with the guys at Shock Therapy. We'll go up, probably do testing wherever they go. And it's going to be pretty cool, man. I think it's going to be neat to be able to get in that thing and have some good shocks on it.
That'll really help getting a good test day in with the shock guys.
Yeah, especially before a event like that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited. I think this RS1 build is going to be super cool, and the reason that I keep talking about it is because we have so much content that's going to come out over the next 3 weeks on social media. So you guys can always join us on social media anytime at The Dirt Life Show. And follow along on that journey. It's going to be getting me back out there. I asked a few people, and I was going to get your opinion on it too. What do you think about getting back to the races? Like for yourself, for me, for family, everybody?
Well, we miss everybody.
Yeah.
Like I said, everybody's family, our racing family. I miss it, but myself racing, I don't see it. Costs way too much money.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what do you think about me going back racing?
I don't know. I guess we'll see how it goes for the UTV World Championships and go from there. I wouldn't want to push you too much and get you back into short course or something if you're not ready. So
yeah, and truthfully, I don't want to go back full racer status. I want to go to the UTV World Championships just because I think it would be fun, like you, because we miss everybody. We want to say hi to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
But I think this is really cool how the industry has banded together to help a little project like this.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's super, super cool. Justin at Shock Therapy was telling me that, I asked him, I said, do you think it would be cool to drive the RS1? He goes, yeah, let's do it, man. He was all pumped, right? And then he goes, let me make a couple phone calls, and I didn't really know what he was talking about, but he called a few people after he talked to me, and he said, man, every single person that I talked to was so pumped that you were going to go do it that they all jumped on board. So Fox is going to donate all those shocks to him. Like, a bunch of people are just coming together. Like, it's amazing to see the support, like, not just for me, because it wouldn't matter if it was me, you, anybody out there.
Oh, yeah.
The side-by-side industry just helps out so much. It's just awesome. So thank you to all the guys that are supporting that project. We really appreciate it. And thank you to all of our sponsors for joining us. We already mentioned Shock Therapy, KMC, and Zollinger, but you can always use the code DIRTLIFE on their websites and save a whole bunch of money. And you can also use the code DIRTLIFE on solderweld.com. Get yourself an off-road repair kit so that you can fix your car if you're out on the race or out on the trail. We're going to be definitely carrying one of those bad boys in the RS1 when we go out to the UTV World Championship. And you can use the code DIRTLIFE at ruggederadios.com. One of the things that you had mentioned too is I said, do you want to go to the UTV World Championship? And you're like, only if you have a good radio.
Yep, under one condition, you have a real radio. So, usually go with short course radios, and they don't last.
I know, they're really bad, right? Especially for the desert racing stuff. But hopefully we'll be able to get some good communication going there, because Craig already had a rugged radio system in there. I don't know. You know a lot more about the systems than I do, but one of the people that watches the show frequently said that they want to actually us have a communications episode. So I was going to also invite you in for that too, because you guys a lot of experience setting that stuff up. I think that would be pretty cool to talk with them about it.
Yeah, sure.
We got another comment coming in. Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
So thank you guys all for joining us. Like I said, we really, really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and start a watch party here on my Facebook. You guys should all do the same thing, so that way we can get as many people talking to our featured guest, Jimmy Moore, and hanging out with us. It's going to be really cool to talk with him, man. He has so many good stories about, having his young boys and getting them into motocross and just having a good time with them. You know what we should ask him? We should do a few have you ever seen that show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
I've seen it.
So I got a couple questions.
Oh, you do?
We should ask Jimmy and the boys and see what they think and see who answers them better.
There you go.
So so like I said, we're going to be up at the UTV World Championship. It's going to be pretty awesome. For anybody that didn't do it, you really missed out, because there's so many good deals on Airbnb. So if you got a hotel, you're totally blowing it. We got Airbnb. We're going to have barbecues. We're going to be having some pool party. My dad even got new swim trunks, dude.
What?
Yeah. Can you believe it?
Lonzy puts them Crocs in four-wheel drive when he wears them.
So, obviously, Brian's already talking shit, so we're going to have an awesome time up there. It's going to be pretty fun. So, I think it's going to be pretty amazing to be up there just to see everybody. And aside from us not being at the races, nobody's really been at the races this year, right?
Oh, no.
So I want to ask you how your weekend went, because it kind of goes in the same line, but don't you think it's going to be badass for everybody to be in one place at one time again?
Oh, yeah. It's up where I was in Pine Top. They don't really enforce it too heavy up there.
Oh, the social distancing and stuff?
So it was quite nice getting out and having some fun and seeing some friends.
Yeah, and so I kind of feel like I don't know how they're going to enforce it and what they're going to do with the rules and stuff up at the UTV Worlds, but I'd feel like even if we have to wear masks and stuff, it's fine. It's just going to be bitching to see everybody.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll be cool. Speaking of your Pine Top trip, how was it, man? It's usually so nice up there.
Oh, it was perfect. 85-degree weather. Got to see some of our friends. Got Chris Zeiton up there.
That's cool. So Chris Zeiton is one of our buddies that's been around for a long time. He actually built a Yamaha YXZ a while back that was really awesome. What was it called? Moneymaker or something like that?
Something like that. We nicknamed it Squeaky, though.
Because it's always squeaking with the shocks. But that thing was pretty cool. Yeah, Sherry Cook just said hello from Missouri. We love the Bold Racing guys. Yeah, we do too, man. They helped out a lot in our program in 2017. It was cool to see Jimmy and Junior out at the track, and Bobby was always at home helping us still. So it's neat to talk with them. It'll be neat to talk with them in just a few minutes here. I wanted to ask more about the trails and stuff that you guys went on, because I was a little bit jealous that you were going to Pine Top, but I had to work. So, where do you guys usually ride? So Pine Top is in
White Mountains area.
Yeah, White Mountains area of Arizona.
A lot of the stuff, it's not really trails per se. It's more fire roads. Yeah. But they're still fun because they're not really graded or anything.
Drift Kana kind of stuff? Oh,
yeah, you could do stuff like that. And
nice.
We did 140 miles on Saturday.
Dang, really?
From Pine Top to Springerville, grab lunch and ride back, and then.
So it's 140 miles total?
Yep, round trip.
70 miles each way?
Probably about 81, and then we shorted it the other way.
What'd you guys eat for lunch?
Barbecue, Avery's.
Woo-wee.
And then Sunday we met up with Michael Grossman, one of our other buddies.
Oh, right on.
From the hub, and we rode out.
Does he still have that Textron car?
Yep.
Yep. That thing's pretty built up too, with all the long travel.
Oh, he's got everything on it.
Yeah, that thing's nice. So, dang man, that sounds really nice. What was the weather like up there?
Perfect.
Really?
It was so nice. 80, like I said, 85 degrees tops, I think.
And all of us in southern Arizona were just melting, right?
Oh, yeah.
I even heard Southern California was really bad this weekend, too.
Yeah, probably.
When my dad and I went to pick up the RS1 in California, we went through Blythe on the I-10, and it was 124.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw your post. I went to San Diego. It was nice there, too.
Yeah. So, man, you've been getting out every weekend then.
Oh, yeah.
You deserve it, though.
Finally.
You deserve it because you've been working so hard. So, man, that sounds like a really fun trip. So, next time you guys get out to a cooler place to go riding, I definitely want to go. Yeah, chime in, too. So any of you guys that are watching or listening, make sure you let us know what you guys did this weekend, too. Did you guys get some riding in, or do you guys hang out, whatever you guys did? Because everybody that I know went to the lake this weekend. Actually, Brian Forster.
Must be nice.
I know, right? Brian Forster was supposed to come in, but he couldn't do it. I think he might have had a few too many drinks or something like that, man.
Lucky.
So, yeah, like I said, thank you guys very much for joining us. It's Monday, and happy Labor Day. So we really appreciate you guys taking some time to hang out with us. I know you didn't watch it, and I don't want to do too much spoiler alert for you, but the racing and pro motocross has been insane good.
Really?
Like, insane good. Like, that dude Dylan Ferrandis, I don't know you know who he is, but he rides for Star Racing Yamaha in the 250 class. His lap times are usually faster than the 450s.
Really?
Yeah, like crazy fast.
And he's supposed to move up to 450 next year.
You think he can ride? You can ride them the same, though? Because those guys are usually pretty pinned.
I think nowadays the weight difference isn't too much different, I don't think.
I feel like you got to respect the 450, though.
Oh, yeah. You got them big dogs that have been racing for a while, though.
That's a good point, too. They're not going to take any shit either.
No.
So, but I don't, man, I wish that you had watched them because we could talk about it, but I don't want to spoiler alert it for you. But the racing, dude, it has just been off the charts. Like, it is so good. So it's awesome to see all that competitive battling and stuff like that. So we had Christy Green. She commented in, Bold Racing rocks. We agree. We can't wait to talk with them in just a little bit. So happy Labor Day to you as well. The only other thing that I had to talk about was the RS1 build. Do you have any questions about like how it's gonna go together and stuff, or anything, suggestions on what we should do to it before we get out there?
Not really. Just kind of, I need to relearn it because it's been a while since we raced Razors.
Yeah. Like that one time that you fell asleep under the Razor.
That happened quite a bit, even with the YXZ sometimes.
It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and you were working on a Lucas race. You had to fall asleep underneath that bad boy.
But yeah, dude. I mean the clutch. Make sure we.
So the guys at Evo Power Sports, I guess they're going to do a tune, and they'll probably adjust the clutch to the tires and the tune. So they'll probably match all that stuff up. So I guess we just got to put our faith in those guys. One of the concerns that I was talking about with Jesse Nelson was axles. I wonder if we need to do anything with axles, or if I need to carry one on board.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or if we at least need to have one in the pits.
I mean, it might be something we need to ask the suspension guys.
Let's ask Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy too. Just need to see. I don't know if we got to limit the shocks or something so that we don't over droop to where.
I'm sure Justin at Shock Therapy will take care of all that.
Yeah, I don't really know much about it. I know Don't know the long travel systems that well, so.
Yeah, and I don't know very well either. So, man, I really, really want to go take this thing out. Like, when you just talked about those drift roads, sounds like that car would be super fun there.
I bet.
Especially with all this setup and everything. I'm so excited to see this thing get done. Man, we should have did a before and after picture.
There you go. Should have.
I need to get a picture of it.
Well, you have one on the trailer from when you picked it up.
I'm going to have to Photoshop that bitch.
Yep.
And make it look all cool. So, yeah, what's going on 620 right now? Man, I really want to talk motocross. We're going to go to a quick commercial break real quick. We'll get Jimmy on the line a little bit earlier than we usually do, and we'll be right back. Zollinger Racing builds the best aftermarket products available. Products for your UTV or snowmobile, including billet radius rods, billet tie rods, billet steering knuckles, billet steering racks, alternator kits, and much more. All manufactured in the United States in-house at their headquarters in Nibley, Utah. Travis Zollinger and his team test in some of the most brutal conditions, racing in places like the Best in the Desert Mint 400, Ultra 4 King of the Hammers, UTV World Championships, and many more. Visit ZollingerRacingProducts.com and use the code DIRTLIFE to get 10% off your next purchase, and join us on social media at Zollinger Racing Products to see our products in action. Zollinger Racing, the best products, period.
Hello, I'm Justin, the founder of Shock Therapy. Shock Therapy has been around for 5 years, but we have personally been tuning suspension on off-road cars and race vehicles for over 25 years. We tune between 10 and 15 cars per day, every single day of the week. Our concentration is tuning shock systems and supplying components that improve the ride quality of your car in many ways. Not only do we work on the average UTV, but we also tune suspension for race teams and professional drivers. We currently tune for over 87 race teams in Best in Desert and Score. Our clients and race teams rely on our suspension components to allow them to win races and keep them safe. Suspension is a moving target. We are always trying to hit that target with every customer that we work with. Each customer's needs can be different, and we tune our kits accordingly. Our research and development never stops. We improve our components every single day. As the industry evolves and improves, so do our parts and kits. As of right now, we have over 100 products for UTVs. So when you bring your car to us, you have the satisfaction of knowing that you have the most experience, the highest quality products, and the fact that your car is being tuned specifically to you.
Yeah, finally, we got Lance from Solderweld in the studio. Thanks for coming down, bud. Hey, why don't we just record a commercial now?
Yeah, why not? So good to be here, man. It's been a lot. I'm trying to get down here forever, and I wanted to talk about the off-road kit.
Dude, I love those things. I got it in my pack.
Yeah, we're running hundreds of vehicles now running them, whether it's a UTV or some guy's got it in a backpack on his motocross. He's got everything he needs to make a fix right there on the fly, out on the trail, or in the desert, whatever it is.
Well, since I've already used one, I kind of know what to use it for, but explain what it does.
All right, so let's pull one out real quick. You've got your aluminum rods. Remember, they're rods, right? So, light torch, small torch. You can throw it in there or throw it on the rig with your flux. It decontaminates and cleans like let's say a radiator. You get a random rock chip runs through as you're racing. You get a rock chip in a radiator. You got to fix it right there, or you're out of the race.
You can patch it up
You can patch it up. It's all good to go.
Yep, just like welding.
Yeah. Also, as well with that, you've got a brake line fix. So with your flux, you can fix a brake line, stainless steel, and then your hot block, heat absorption putty. So it keeps you from getting burned, number one, as well as keeps the heat from traveling. So it's really nice.
I've used this not even to fix anything, so that stuff works so good, man.
Listen, it's easy. It straps in nicely so that you have everything you need in one little place, and you don't have to carry a big bag in
it's
the
like a first
truck.
aid kit for your vehicle.
Yeah, Chase trucks have it as well, so that if they need to make a fix on the fly, they can get it done and get it done quick and get you back in the race.
Dude, those things are so cool. All right, so it's at Solderweld on Instagram, Facebook, and solderweld.com.
Awesome.
All right, thanks, bud.
Appreciate it.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah. We are back with our featured guest. One of the things that I like to know most about Jimmy Moore is that he's a amazing family man. He's got two amazing boys. His wife does so much for the whole family. We got to spend some time with Jimmy a while back in 2017 up in Reno. He spent some time with us down in California. He's just a solid dude. But he also has some racing prowess too. So he has a Yamaha YXZ that he races in the Best in the Desert series. He's he's done some motocross racing, and now he's passing all that stuff down to help his boys live the dirt life too. So welcome Jimmy Moore Jr. and Joshua to the show. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man. I appreciate it, brother.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, good. What's up, Brian?
Not much.
Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, right? It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time I seen you down at the UTV Worlds.
Oh, has it been that long?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
I don't know if it was the Worlds or when I came up to help you guys in Laughlin, that race too, either one. I don't remember what it was.
Laughlin. Yeah.
It was a Laughlin race, though.
Yeah, that was Rage at the River.
Yeah, that one. There you go. That was the one I think the last time I seen you guys.
Well,
yeah, that's right.
You guys keep bringing up Laughlin. I'm just going to go ahead and say I don't care about going to that place ever again. So Laughlin's good with me, man. I'm glad we're going to stay in Arizona, going to Lake Havasu. So are you guys going to do the UTV World Championship this year?
Yeah, I think we're going to skip it. With all the craziness going on, it's been super hard to be able to really plan anything. We've been shooting for Mexico. We were wanting to do the 1,000 this year.
Oh wow, that'll be cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that right now. So
yeah, I think everything's kind of up in the air. I mean, even the schedule and the times and everything has been changing so much lately. It's kind of hit or miss. And then you guys work really hard. At your 9-to-5s, we'll call it. So it's hard to put that in perspective when you have to schedule a race. Like you need a couple months before you can take the time off work and do something like that. So it's a little difficult for everyone.
Yeah, you really do. And then you got other people that are involved. A race like that requires a lot of logistics and a lot of money along with time. So
yeah, 100%.
We don't want to just finish. We want to go down there and win. We're going to actually go down with one more day racing. And that's what the plan was. We'll actually probably meet up. I'm supposed to go down for the 500 with Bryce Menzies.
Wow.
And do something down there. So we'll see. From what I understand, Mexico's pretty tore up right now, so I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard some bad stuff about it too. So it'll be nice if the racing does come back in and they are able to do it. Did you watch any of the Champ Offroad stuff that was at Crandon this last week?
I just caught a couple of the highlights. I seen Menzies wadded up, pretty nasty.
He had a bad digger.
Ooh.
Yeah, he did, dude. He got shit whipped.
Yeah, big time. So he landed on somebody on the top of him. Basically, they kind of just came through the air. It was kind of like that crash that we had in Lake Elsinore.
Okay.
It was gnarly, man. He rolled a bunch, and with the weight of those Pro 4 trucks and stuff, oh my gosh, man, the forces on that thing were just insane. Johnny Greaves wadded it up pretty big too.
Yeah, and RJ pulled the cup off again. So good for RJ.
Cleaned house, right? So you got the boys sitting there next to you. What's going on, Joshua?
Nothing much, just enjoying the last of this summer, and then getting back to school here pretty soon.
Are they doing school now? Like, is everything going back to normal or semi-normal?
Kind of doing like pretty much like one day going to school, and then another day, like half the school is going on Monday, and then another half is going on Tuesday, and then it just keeps going throughout the week.
Yeah,
and then
so
we
I
take
heard
Friday off.
I heard all about that. Like, I still don't get it. Like, to me, it would be just like, don't even do it. Like, don't even bother. If you're gonna half-ass it, don't even do it, right? Like, well, you just said if you're gonna go down to Baja, you're gonna do it all the way, right?
Yeah. Yeah, or a week on, a week off. That's what I thought they were going to do, which I think would be better. He's super intelligent, so he doesn't really struggle. Like, a dumb kid like me would need a math teacher there all the time.
I'm with you.
He asked me, Dad, he doesn't even ask me anymore. And I think that stopped at about 7th grade. Hey, Dad, can you help me with this math problem? Actually, son, I can't. But I can pay someone to help you. I just can't do it.
Especially the new way they do math.
Yeah. Well, now Joshua's like handling all of Jimmy's business paperwork. Like,
Right.
Dad, I got you. Hey, so I wanted to leave this kind of for the end. We have a rapid fire Q&A section for you and the boys at the end. But now that we're talking about Joshua being smarter than all of us, we have a few questions that I wanted to see. So Brian and I had talked about it, and so some of these things are going to be confusing for all of us, right? But I think the boys are going to do it. So have you seen that show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like Joshua's going to win this, but Junior might give us a run for our money too, though. So let's go through it real quick. Let's start off and have some fun. So if I have 5 apples and you have 4 apples, how many more apples do I have?
1.
Who answered that?
I did.
Junior?
Junior.
Okay, you got to say your name. We got to have a buzzer.
I'm kind of watching their faces.
Oh, you see it? Okay, so Junior got that one right. All right, Junior's ahead of us now. So we got 5 people in the room. So there's.
Hold on. Time out. So I thought I'm the bus driver that picked up. You picked up 10 kids over here. Then who's the bus driver's name at the end of it? 16. 16. Is it not 16?
Basically, that's what they are. So we only have 5 questions. So somebody's going to win this thing, and Junior's got a big old hole shot right now. So
Josh, 48.
48.
Oh,
Josh.
he got us. That was close, though. Are you playing?
Oh, I thought I was letting them play. I didn't
Oh, bullshit, dude. Whatever.
Hey, I'm just letting the kids play here, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
No way, man. All right.
I didn't know I was supposed to chime in.
The Statue of Liberty was a gift from where?
France, Jimmy.
Oh, dang.
Is that
burn.
true?
Yeah. Burn. The boys just got burned by Dad. He knows history, but he doesn't know math, I guess, huh?
That's it. Yeah. That's it.
All right.
I know.
Now, dude, it's all tied up on their couch right now. It's all tied up. So you guys are going in the first turn wide open. Whoever gets these next 2 is taking the other dudes out. Let's see here. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were the first 2 men in the entire world to do what?
Walk on the moon.
Ooh,
Walk on the moon.
Dude, I feel like Dad might have got that.
I think so.
You said land on the moon? I said walk on the moon.
It's the same thing. Landing and walk, like you're going to be on the moon either way. They were the first 2, right?
Yep.
I'd say landing, you're still in the shuttle.
I kind of would have totally kicked Junior out right now. All right.
So Junior and Josh 1-1. All right.
Dude,
For the Yankees.
I feel like you got that pretty close, but Joshua might have just edged you out on that bad boy.
Which one was it, Dodgers or Yankees?
I just said a professional baseball player. I don't know who he played for.
Oh.
So.
He said Dodgers.
All right.
There's got.
Dude, so Junior,
I
you're
think we
pretty
need to
much
Google that one and see which one they actually played for.
Junior, you're pretty much out, bro. So
Am I really?
they both got 2. You only got 1, and there's only 1 question left. So
He said land on the moon too, though. So I don't know who was first, though.
We'll keep the competition going. We'll pretend like they're all tied up right now. So, all right. So a caterpillar changes and grows into a what?
Butterfly.
Dude, who was that? Who got that first?
No.
I think I heard senior first, but
I think just because he's closer to the phone.
Brian.
Just because he's closer to the phone, he's winning.
Probably.
Fine. All right. We'll just erase that question because it was easy. We'll give a buzzer. We'll give a buzzer beater then. Earth is located in what galaxy?
Milky Way?
Oh, boom! You guys all got smoked. You guys all just got burned. Dude, the crew chief beats all the racers right there. Man.
Is that even right?
The one thing Brian's good at, except for race car, is the galaxy.
Hey, it reminds me of chocolate. I'm fat. Give me a break.
Or chimichangas.
That was pretty intense, man. All right, so I don't know who wins, but it was fun. The game was pretty fun.
Competitive it is amongst us boys.
So the best part about this whole thing is the young men in the conversation here are totally chill. They don't even care about this game, but we're all pumped because we got like one right. Like, so well, hey, so let's take a step back real quick and talk about our dirt lives instead of our our knowledge of games, right? So where did you end up growing up at, Jimmy? Because I still don't know. I know you guys lived in Reno for a long time, but where'd you grow up?
I grew up in L.A., man. I remember riding Riverside when it was desert.
Really?
Yeah, as a little kid, yep. All of Riverside, El Cajon Pass there, all that was all desert. Hardly any houses. And you didn't have to have a permit or anything. In fact, that's where my first nasty injury took place, was on a little Honda Z50 with the little ape hangers.
Oh, really?
I was on my cousin, and we went down a hill, and he rode it neutral, and we just turned into a ball of crap at the end of it.
Oh, crap, man. Did you ever have a PW50?
Yeah. No, I never had a PW50. Josh did. Jimmy had a PW80 that he raced actually at the 4-stroke nationals just outside of Susanville. That was his first race
in the pro class.
And then Josh was. I told you what his nickname was, right? Awful Knaufel.
Yeah, like Evil Knievel, Josh. Like Evil Knievel, Awful Knaufel. Is that hilarious?
It's like Evil Knievel, except for it's his jacked up distant cousin. But,
I only remember student driver.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah, that's kind of Josh. He's off the start by turn 1. I think the first turn he'd already been ran over like 4 or 5 times. Had to take him in the ambulance to the doctor, to the hospital. They cut off all the stuff, which pissed him off. Yeah,
and I didn't even get to race that weekend, and he turned out all fine. There was no broken bones.
Dude, way to ruin it for Big Brother, man. Great,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a thunder stealer.
That's all right. You guys, one thing we know about you guys is that you guys always have each other's back, so that's pretty cool. That you guys have been living the dirt life for a long time then. Well, the boys, for as long as they've known.
Yeah, Jimmy actually, when I was racing, I got pictures of him when he was like 6 months old at the track, holding a Pepsi with sand and dirt in it, drinking it. And then I started, I had bigger balls than ability, and could never advance into the pro class because I would wad it up and need a surgery of some sort.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not George Hamill bad, but I mean,
yeah. You're not as injury prone as somebody else that's sitting here.
Yeah. So, and then what is it? 2014, I got my hands fixed.
Yeah.
I got my hands fixed so I can race dirt bikes again. Bought everybody dirt bikes and started practicing, and then UTVs came out, which I thought was like the poor man's trophy truck.
Yeah, but it was a game changer though for a lot of people.
With age comes cage. It really was.
Yeah, age. Yeah. I'm tired of surgeries, brother. When those came out, that was a game changer. Then I got Instagram, and as soon as I got Instagram, some of the first feeds I got were of Mike Calusimo and Jeremiah Staggs.
Oh, right on.
And they were in Yamaha, and that's what I ended up buying was the Yamaha.
That's cool.
And
what'd the boys think of it? Were they like, oh, that's some pussy-ass golf cart stuff?
No, I terrorized them right away. We found the limits of a stock vehicle pretty much right out of the gate. In fact, the first time I took my wife for a drive, she was getting ready to get out after about a half mile. She's like, "Let me out." I'm like, "What?"
Dang.
So, yeah, you're terrorizing me. I don't find this fun. I'm like, "Oh, baby, I'm so sorry."
That's like me and George. We went and put the car through its paces first time you had it too.
Oh, the YXZ?
Oh yeah,
that was actually pretty fun. Did we ever tell you about that story, Jimmy?
No.
So Brian and I, we had raced Razors a little bit beforehand, but when the YXZ first came out, it was like I don't know, we just loved it because it was game changer. You could shift it, right? So we took a bone stock YXZ. We just put a cage on it. It even had stock tires at the time, and we took it out to a race. It's called AZOP. It's kind of like our local desert sanctioning body, and it was out in Gila Bend, Arizona. And I was like, "Brian, you want to go out there and do it?" And I was like, "We don't have seats or anything. Like, we just got to run it." And then so we both just bolted up and like went out there. And two of the funniest things, and Brian can elaborate on this, but two of the funniest things during that race was I had never really been in a car for that long at full pace or whatever you want to call it. So my legs started cramping up. So I just kind of threw it out the window, like hung out.
We had nettings on. He put it up through the window and put his foot out there to stretch it as we're bombing down a back straightaway.
And then
That's all.
actually, so two more things, but like desert racing like is not a forte of mine. Brian knows it pretty well, like because he pays attention to it a lot more, like you guys. But he would be like, "Oh, there's a secret line. Go over there." And like all of these little things like made it so much more fun because like you could catch up. And so we took this bone stock YXZ. Didn't even have an exhaust on it, like no tune, nothing. Bone stock YXZ. We had the third fastest lap time, and we forgot to get gas, so we ran out of gas. But we ended up finishing sixth. A bit of bone stock YXZ. Brian's like, "I don't know how this thing's gonna do." And there's like this big old like long straightaway with pretty big whoops, maybe like I don't know, 1.5 feet, 2 feet. Like they weren't like massive like desert whoops or anything. But we were doing 74 as on the chip down there through there. It was hilarious, man. And then you tell him what the funniest part of that whole race
Funniest part, we're going into a corner, and it's a raised corner.
It's like a dirt bike berm.
He goes into it too fast, rolls it onto the driver's side.
High sides it. And I'm like sitting in the sheet, and I kind of do a little wiggle, and I notice that it kind of teeters a little bit. So I give it a good shake, and it goes, there's some guy running down the mountain. As soon as I give it a shake, falls back on its wheels, and we start up and take it off. I was like, yes, that's the best co-driver I've ever had. All you got to do is wiggle around, and then we take off again.
We're in it still. That's awesome, yeah.
So I agree with the whole when you get into your first side-by-side, you can have some fun like what you guys did.
Yeah, man. It was I probably would have ended up with a Razor at the time, but that Instagram feed kind of like just set me. I wanted the shifting, the clutch. I'm a driver. I like to feel and be able to put the RPMs where I want.
Yeah. And there's a lot of benefits to CVTs and stuff like that too. I mean, like we're gonna race. We're gonna race an RS1 at the UTV World Championship, but that's how you and I got connected was through we got connected to a lot of people with the Yamaha platform, but that's how you and I got connected through Instagram, I think, as well.
Yeah. I've met a whole slew of individuals. That's how I met 4x4 Barbie, Pleasant Cook and her family, Josh Weezy. I still talk to Jeremiah Staggs. He doesn't race that much, and Mike Calusimo. I love Mike like a brother. It's amazing how interconnected the community is through social media and the love for competition, racing.
Yeah.
All these sides are like a math equation, and to get on the podium is so incredibly difficult. I absolutely love it,
Yeah, 100. Well, you and I have talked about this before, and the kids can probably expand on this too. But desert racing now is just it's almost just a game of luck. I mean, you obviously have to have skills, but it's just balls to the wall and hope that you don't break.
Balls to the wall. You can't even get a flat in podium. Between first, second, and third is usually a minute or two. It's incredible. After 400 or 500 miles, it's just it's amazing.
Did you guys go? Did you guys have time, Junior, to go down and watch the Vegas to Reno race this year or no?
No, not this year, but we all watched it on live tracking, and we could see where everybody was.
Yeah, racing tracks. I was in, I think I was in Washington. I travel now for my work, and everybody's, fishing everywhere, and I get posted up in my room so I don't get bothered by anybody to watch Vegas to Reno.
Nice.
And one of the teams that we follow was One More Day Racing, Scott Davis and Joey Rufo, who are, in fact, they were our first race. They were in a Yamaha. We went down for battle at Prim with Snore. And it was their first side-by-side race, and it was our first side-by-side race. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah, and we got rear-ended and tore up the car, and they had spare parts, and they're like, here you go. This is like, hundreds of dollars in parts. Just mail us back parts or money or whatever. And I was like, wow, this is a little bit different than say motocross, where
you got a flat tire. Good luck, bro.
Secret,
That's super cool though, and that's one of the things that we were just talking about at the beginning of the show is the camaraderie and the help that the whole side-by-side industry gives, man. It's crazy. And there's millions of times when we've helped people or people have helped us at the Lucas races too.
Yep, and it's just the same thing. Hey, dude, just get us with cash on when you guys are done with the weekend or something like that.
Bring parts next race or whatever.
Yeah, something.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why people get so addicted to it is because it's finally something where so many different people from all over the place can come together, and it's like one big family. I mean, it doesn't matter who they are. We've had, some of the top guys that you never thought would ever, look at us smaller teams and, and actually help us out. And everybody, it just doesn't seem to matter who you are. Everyone wants to help out,
Yeah, it's super cool. And everybody knows your name, right? Like the Cheers slogan.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite part about all the side-by-side industry of racing, Joshua?
I like the sportsmanship of everything, and then again, like, it's so like competitive, like trying to like figure out the cars, keeping it together with the desert and stuff. Like, it's just there's like a whole different equation, and just trying to keep them together.
Josh is doing like algebra during the race.
Yeah, I was going to say, is he good at logistical stuff? Because obviously, if he's super smart, he would be good at setup and logistical stuff. And we know that Bob, he gets his smarts from his mom, right?
Yeah, yes. I'm pretty involved in like pit planning and everything like that.
Yeah,
and,
see?
Help develop all that, and we kind of have a good team.
He's our crew chief, so when we're coming into a pit, Joshy is who we're talking to.
Nice, that's cool. So you can know exactly what you need to do?
Yep.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
And so is that... I'm sorry, go ahead.
He's helped setting up the pit, what sockets to be ready and all that good stuff. So, yeah.
Do you know all that stuff, Josh? Like, so if they say, hey, it seems like we got a front spindle loose or a lug nut loose, do you know exactly what stuff to have ready when they get there?
Definitely, yes. I work a lot in the garage with Junior and Dad, of course, and I'm pretty good at memorizing the lug nuts, like what size, and just pretty much everything on that
axle
car.
Nuts, all that stuff. Yeah.
We all tore it down and built it to what it is now, so we kind of have a good idea of like everything that goes on in that car.
Yeah, so if anybody in our audience wants to check it out, they actually have a really cool looking YXZ that they built for the desert. You can go on our social media at the Dirt Life Show and check it out anytime. We posted our last few posts have a really cool picture that they took of that car. I think Eric Minks actually might have took that picture, or somebody like that. But anyways, they got a bunch of cool stuff up there. You can see some of their racing adventures and click to their social media and also follow them as well. So what...
I've gotten the back seat kind of on the prep of the car. The boys have do the majority of it now, which has been kind of cool for me to an extent. But to see them work hand in hand, it's the common thread. Like I was thinking about this the other day, especially after talking to you. Like what racing has brought to us personally as a family, because as you talked about it earlier, that's my biggest achievement is my family.
Right.
The thing I have pride in.
But the backbone of racing is the lifeblood and the structure of the family, right? Yeah.
Correct. And if we're having issues, we can go out to the garage and they all melt away. Or when we get to a track, we start before any race, how tense it gets.
Right.
And I'm both of you guys know that, setting up and all the things that are going through your head, the logistics of it all, where everybody's going to be. It's just a constant choose on you. And then you get in the car and it all goes away.
And you can really understand where people shine, right? So teamwork makes the dream work, right? So we just talked about it, but so Josh is a very logistical person, so he can figure all that stuff out. So you guys don't have to worry about that. He focuses on that. Junior focuses on whatever his tasks are. Let's just say it's co-driving and navigation that day, and Jimmy, you can focus on driving and things like that. And we did the same thing with our team. We ran it like a full professional race program. We had meetings before and after the races. We had, setup and all kinds of different stuff. So it's really cool to let people do what they're good at.
You had a grill at the track?
Yep. Was that the hibachi grill that Brian brought?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
You don't remember eating tacos? Come on, man.
Oh, we always eat tacos.
That's right.
I can't remember. I think California was your grill. We did carne asada, and Phoenix was mine.
I don't know, man, but we've had some dynamite meals at the track, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's the one thing, every team, no matter the budget, is having everybody knows their place. Everybody knows what their task is, and it frees up kind of everybody. Bobby's usually in the background, and she's the glue that keeps everything together.
Yeah.
Getting to the track, getting home from the track, and everything in between.
Keeping you guys calm and everything else.
Yeah. What's that?
Keeping you guys calm and focused on what you need to do.
She tries. She rates every now and again. Especially Junior. I mean, I didn't raise a-holes, but they can. I raised independent young men, and sometimes their independence pisses me off. Just from time to time. And Bobby kind of mitigates that kind of stuff.
Dude,
I don't think we'd ever drink water if it wasn't for Mom.
No,
that's what I was going to say. Yeah, they always remind you to do stuff, right? But one of the things that I was just going to bring up is that Jimmy told me before that you don't piss Junior off anymore. He's a little bit too big now.
No, why not?
He's sitting in the back of the shot. They're on the FaceTime call, so you can't tell. But he's been.
Have you seen this? Have you been on his Facebook lately, Brian?
Junior's always at the gym. That's all I know. I always see him at the gym.
Really? Constantly.
Does he even work? Is he just constantly at the gym?
Well, now involved, so now I can't go as much as I'd like to. But now me and Josh both are getting into the boxing and jiu-jitsu side of things. So.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow,
that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, right?
Oh, yeah.
How do you guys like it?
They come home and have blood all over their clothes. I'm like, what?
Street fight.
It was a great set. Me and this dude, we started going at it. I'm like, yeah, really? Huh.
Is that really what you guys do at the gym or at when you guys train?
Hey, first thing about Fight Club, you don't talk about Fight Club.
Don't talk about Fight Club, yeah. It's pretty.
My bark has become more significant than my bite as a father. So I with both the boys, hitting jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai, yeah.
Dude, that even goes more to what I was talking about before too. Now, so when your kids are young, you're like, okay, yeah, we'll have them, train or be able to protect themselves against bullies and stuff. But now, if I was Jimmy, I'd be like, no, you guys don't have to go, otherwise you're gonna beat me.
Yeah.
they
Dad can't
fear
piss
their
off.
mom.
What now?
They fear their mom more than they fear me. That's for sure.
Well, that's because she's not going to give them any water or sandwiches if they piss her off.
Yeah, exactly. No more dinner. No more anything.
Yeah. So he's got his own place now. Jimmy lives on his own, and he eats dinner at my house every single night.
What have you guys been doing then? You guys have been working a lot and still spending time with each other and stuff?
Pretty much, yeah. I just been.
The two boys have.
Yeah, Joshua got a job at McDonald's over the course of summer because they allow him to work at his age here, which is really nice.
That's cool.
So he was all, and then I've been working on the pipeline, and Dad has been working road construction / oil field. Now that the oil's kind of gone down, we've had to kind of jumble around a little bit, but it's been a lot of just work, and then we all hang out at the end of the day pretty much.
Yeah. That's cool, though. At least you can spend the time with the family and stuff like that.
You got a new dog too, didn't you, Junior?
Yeah, I got a new pup. Yeah, she's a handful. Today she's been a bit of trouble, but yeah, she's getting there.
She's
having an off day.
Maybe she knew that you guys were going to give your attention to us at night instead of her, right?
Yep, exactly.
In fact, she's kenneled now.
Are there a lot of animals, snakes and stuff like that up where you guys live now?
No, where we live, there. I'm surprised there's humans that live here in the wintertime. So you guys were talking about a heat wave earlier in the show. I found that funny. Our high today was 54.
Holy shit! Nice. Are you serious?
Our low tonight will be 28.
Dude, I would never be able to last a winter through there.
Oh, I love the cold.
Would you be able to last a winter though? Because that's probably negative up there.
Why not? I'll go up there and snowplow.
Yeah, we see 60 and 70 below zero up here.
Holy shit, man!
I've done that on Mount Lemmon before, negative 40s and stuff.
Where's the house at now?
Williston, North Dakota.
Man, it must get really, really cold.
Oh, that's a big
there.
change from Reno.
Yeah, it's a huge transition.
Yeah, we went from a ranch to kind of oil field USA. So the reason why I picked the oil field after selling all of our trucks off was that you get the time off. So you work like a dog for 3 or 4 weeks, and then go take a week off and head to Mexico or head to Vegas, and
that's cool.
It kind of still suits our lifestyle of racing. We get to do kind of whenever we want. We get to go.
Yeah, that's cool. We just had a loaded question come in that it's going to be difficult for you guys to answer. But Sherry Cook said, "Who's your favorite co-dog?"
So I'm going to say Pleasant.
Yeah, I was going to say she expects that. She expects that answer, right? So
well, to be fair, has never had Pleasant co-drive for him. She co-drove for me for 73 miles before we broke
co-drove for me in the Mint 400, bro.
Oh, that's right. For the short time at the Mint 400.
I went like 100 miles.
She's been kind of our bad luck throughout the whole thing.
She has not been our bad.
So
I'm sorry, Pleasant.
Sherry, I don't know if Pleasant is listening, but let's give a little bit of backstory to this, though. So Jimmy and the whole team gave Pleasant Cook, which is 4x4 Barbie, they gave her the opportunity to ride in the passenger seat of a side-by-side with them for a desert race, and that was a pretty cool opportunity because now she's doing her own side-by-side racing stuff as well. Yeah, so it was neat to hear that. And so Sherry Cook, her mom, just jumped on and said, who was her favorite co-dog. Obviously, they wanted to talk about Pleasant. So that's neat that she was able to do that with you guys.
Yeah, she's got a heart of a lion, man. What's funny is when you go on her like social media, you see a lot of, makeup and fingernails type. She's a model. At the end of the day, she's a savage, man. She does no problem getting dirty and getting out there in the desert. And I'm sure you guys will see that with her own race car.
Yeah, she's living her dirt life too, right?
Yeah, she's a really neat young lady. Her family is amazing. Her mom and dad, Sherry and Eddie, are just real neat people. We really enjoyed their company. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys, guys got to help, show her the ropes of doing desert racing as well.
Well, not a whole lot. We haven't been able to finish a race with her yet, but that's yeah.
Well, Brian and I both know this. Sometimes it's better to learn what you learn what you can't do or whatever first. Learn all the failures, because then you know what.
We stem gets stripped out in the Vegas to Reno. That's what took them out, and then we got timed out. We were at pit 3. They were like 20 miles out. Had all the parts and pieces that fix the car once it got in, if they could limp it in. But the steering stem off of the steering rack completely stripped.
Oh man!
And then it timed out. So they shut the pit down. It was like 2 or 3 hours after they started. And even with that kind of delay, we still could have been a top 15 car. That's that kind of race.
Wow,
and then when her and I what's that?
I said that's crazy.
That's the hardest. The hardest part about desert racing is just finishing.
Yeah, 100%, right?
It really is.
Yeah, especially a race like Vegas to Reno. It's the longest race in the U.S., I'm pretty sure, or at least it's up there.
No, it is.
And it's grueling. I mean, the trophy trucks tear it up before we get through it. So,
well, that's one of the reasons I wanted you guys to race it again this year, because you guys were, it's like your backyard. So I wanted you guys to get out there and do good.
I really wanted to. If only, everything in the world would calm down, we'd be able to do it. But hopefully next year we want to come back and redeem ourselves. Because the very first year we did it, on stock arms, we had pretty much stock car, and we placed 12th. Just like 12 seconds behind 11th, and we had a flat tire at the end. But it's a lifelong of stories through that 540 miles, and it's like our nemesis right now because of last year, and I really want to get back to it. And
race mile 4? We got our first flat.
Yeah,
I rolled it. Race mile 15.
Oh crap!
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, he fell asleep like about 100.
Not 150 miles. He always makes the mileage longer.
About 150 miles. You went to sleep in the race car.
You go to sleep. Yes.
Until race mile about 20, when I smoked a big boulder and got our last flat.
Yep.
You woke up. What was that? I'm like, well, if you were awake, you would have did it. We've been in the car for like 17 hours at that point in time. He's like, it was heartbreaking. That last flat did not piss me off. It broke my heart. It just, he's like, all right, I'll get out and change it. I said, I'll get out and give you a hand, dude. We're
You should have taken a nap and let him do it.
We were pretty dehydrated at that time. It's 100 degrees when you first start. You lose a good 10 or 15 pounds of weight just from sweating. And it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. Although he felt I'm sure he felt better than I did because he got a nap in.
I had my work cut out.
That's
wiring on the call. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It's a lifetime of memories just off the one race.
Yeah.
To this day, we can talk about it and laugh but we also know what to expect and have built our car kind of around that race.
You mean what to expect? At about 150 miles, Junior's going to fall asleep. You're going to have to replace him.
Yeah, we're going to need Pleasant back, Sherry. I'm just going to tell you that.
She'll jump in at the 150 mile mark.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned that, she would be actually a good guest to bring on the show, especially through her journey with you guys and then through her new side-by-side racing ventures and stuff.
Yeah, she, like I said, she's got a heart of a lion, man. She's got, she went across the United States with Hubert Rollins.
Yeah, and Shayna Lester.
And Shayna, yep. Them two girls, and it was like a month of just off-roading. I thought, man, that's something.
I don't know if I ever told you, Jimmy, but we're planning on doing that same trip. We're going to do it the opposite direction, but we're going to do it on dual sport bikes.
That would be fun.
Yeah, so it'll be pretty cool. It's going to be George Hamill's Off-Road Across America, so it'll be pretty fun. We're going to take the Trans-America Trail. I don't know if we'll be able to do it this year. Maybe we'll shoot for next year, like maybe September or something, depending on the timing and stuff, but it'll be pretty cool. It's right around 5,000 miles, and it's all the way across the country, so we're going to have some fun with it.
Wow.
Hey, hit me up, man. I might be down to do something like that.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I don't know and we're gonna have side-by-side people and stuff go. Even the Warfighter guys were talking about taking the 5 tons of fun, the big old TRV.
Yeah, there you go.
So I think it'd be pretty cool.
Like a 400 or a Honda, XR 650 or something, and because I still like to ride dirt bikes.
Dude, the new stuff, the new stuff that's out, you would get a real kick out of it. They have the new 450L, the Honda 450L. It's basically a moto bike, but it's got all street legal stuff on it. And then the KTM 500 EXCF is basically the same thing. Like both of those bikes are almost like a full-on dirt bike, except for they have one more gear and they have all the emission stuff on them, so you can ride them on the street any of the 50 states.
Nice.
I would love to get one of those, the Husky 300 TCs, the fuel injected 2-strokes.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not street legal like that, though.
Street
No,
legal.
2-strokes.
Oh.
So Sherry Cook says, you can have her, and she starts laughing. So, well, thank you very much for joining us, Sherry. We really appreciate it, and obviously the boys appreciated Pleasant having, being able to go help them. So it's neat to see her journey. So one of these days we're going to have to get her on the show as well. But so we've talked a lot about like the racing and stuff, but really like the things that we want to do is we want to get an understanding of who you guys are as people. Like you've obviously raised the boys in, the same kind of way that you did with your dirt life and things like that. But when people walk up to you guys at the races, do they really know who you are? And that's what the show is. It's to get an inside understanding of who you are as people. One thing that Brian and I learned very quickly when we hung out with you guys is that you guys will give the shirt off your back to anybody, even if you don't know their name. So do you teach that to the boys as well?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. If you're blessed to have it, then you should be able to give some, and hard work ethic will always keep you ahead in life.
I agree.
Regardless of what, a work ethic. I even told them, well, you don't have to be smart. As long as you got a good work ethic, you'll always have food in the refrigerator and a roof over your head, Yep.
Yep. I can definitely attest to that. So it's neat that you guys do that. But when you guys go to the races, like what are some of the I don't know. I always think about this when I go to the races because clearly you're there to win, right? Everybody's there to win. Yeah. But what's the next things that you enjoy most? Do you enjoy the people? Do you enjoy looking at the cars? Do you enjoy seeing what the new stuff is coming out? Like what kind of stuff do you guys enjoy about racing and living that dirt life?
So for me, it's always the people. Always, always, always. Second would be other people's builds. For them, I think it's builds and then people. Is that a fair statement?
I think so. I think for me, I really like to take my time through tech. And that's kind of like the most or
the least stressful.
Yeah, the least stressful part for me at least. Or sometimes we're still kind of putting the car together through tech. That's how it goes sometimes. But I think tech, and then I actually sometimes I like to enjoy the chasing aspect of things too.
That's cool.
It's still an adrenaline rush, even though you're not in the car and you're racing to get to the next pit, and you're worried about how they're doing out there because sometimes you don't have comms. And I like the adrenaline aspect of everything. I really like the rush.
We were talking to, and you can answer the same question in just a sec, Josh. But we were talking to, I think it was Wayne Matlock the other day when he came on the show, and they were going so fast at the Vegas Reno race that they had a few different pit. Their logistics was different, but the trucks could almost not keep up with them.
Wow.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Especially if you got to go way out on a highway or something. But yeah, he was like, dude, we were scared that we were going to beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that's kind of like Mexico. We went down with Dynamic Racing in 2017 and just fell in love with Mexico. That became our goal. And then for the last 3 years, we've been with Tony Riggs from Sparta Racing. And the chase is its own adrenaline rush. Going down Mexico at 105 in a dually with a trailer on back is fun. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, and the traffic is not the same as what it is. It's not controlled like it is in America.
No, it's no rules down there. I mean, they have like signs that suggest your speed. Yeah, we blew 105, and they're just there to enjoy the chase, the race, not chase us. And then, of course, if you do get pulled over, a few pesos later, and you're on your way.
It's not like that anymore. But so, what's your favorite part about all of it, Josh?
Yeah, kind of like what these guys had to say. To the tech, for me, I like to kind of take my time looking at other people's builds, and especially in our class, the naturally aspirated 1000 UTV class. I just, I can definitely appreciate it because it's like other people's hard work, and we go through the same thing, and it's like, this person's doing something a little bit different. Maybe that's why they're having this success, and I just kind of look at things at a different angle.
That's actually a really good point that Josh brings up, is the level of respect that you have for other drivers, racers, teams, and even the build, because of what you have taught them, Jimmy, to work on their own stuff.
Yep. Yeah, the blood, sweat, and tears, regardless of what takes place during the race, to actually get to one of those races takes a phenomenal effort from more than just one person.
Yep.
The prep car, you're 40, 50, 60 hours into just a prep. And then the amount of money and time to build it, everything. If you can build it, don't buy it.
Yeah,
that's our philosophy.
There's a lot of racers that have the same philosophy. We were doing some math on it, like when we were racing short course, which is not as nearly as much work as desert, but I think we were putting in roughly 40 to 80 hours worth of work for 15 to 20 minutes of drive time.
Probably more than that.
Yeah,
it was crazy. So
yeah, plus getting to the track is always hundreds of miles, especially you guys coming out of Arizona, hitting Glen Helen, heading up to Reno and racing Lucas.
How long did it take us to get to Wheatland? We went all the way from Arizona to Wheatland, Missouri with no air conditioning.
I think that was like, I want to say 15, 20 hours, something like that.
Oh, that sucked.
we lost AC like 100 miles into the trip.
Oh,
during summer, too.
That's commitment.
That's commitment.
That's when your legs go out the window.
We didn't have a choice. My dad was like, nope, you boys better pony up. We're going. I was like, shit, man.
Yeah.
So, see, would you have done the same thing to the boys? I'm
Grew
sure.
up without air conditioning. We didn't, I said, your dad and I, we grew up without air conditioning in a house or a car. So, yeah, growing up in LA with no air conditioning, I tell my kids, you just have no idea what it feels like to be an egg, to get flipped over, to roast you up. Legit, man.
I think we're all on the same page, though, is that we do enjoy having, seeing the people's hard work and stuff. I mean, you even just mentioned that the boys flipped it. They like the builds better, but both of them said the same thing, that they can respect the hard work and the effort into those builds. Like, so even though they may pick the builds because they got the cool factor, it's the people that did it, right?
Yeah, we're fans of racing. Even our competitors. Very much so. Some of our best friends are our competitors. But the amount of effort and hard work that goes into actually racing. Somebody asked me, like, do you win a bunch of money? That's what they always ask. I'm like, no, you win like buttons and plastic trophies. That's kind of what you win. Well, you don't win a bunch of money. Not really. I mean, if you podium, you'll get some, but.
I think the most we ever won, like we won a race like in the Lucas series, and I think we got $500.
Like, I mean, it might cover fuel or something to get there or something.
Well, it was at Wild Horse, and it still didn't cover the fuel. Like,
yeah,
only 100 miles away from the track, and it still didn't make enough of a dent.
That's right, man. Yeah, we're you're looking at over $1,000 in fuel for us. The one we lived in Reno, just to get down there and back, about 1,200-1,300, something like that, down to Vegas. Yeah. Well, it's not a money.
You kind of, it's definitely for the love of it, right? And I mean, Brian would go to the races. He would take off work. We traveled all the way across the country. Like I said, to Wheatland, Missouri. We were gone for a week and a half, and he just took off work to hang out. Like, I mean, it was fantastic to see the people that love it just as much as us, all of us, and sitting on this call is pretty amazing. And one of the things that you just touched on is helping other people, right? Like, that was one of the things that really wanted me to bring you on the show, was because you guys are racers. You got it in your blood. You always want to go out there and win, right? But have done a lot more than a lot of racers, because you've set up short course cars for people. You've been on pit crews for people. You've helped do chasing for people, and you bring the boys with you in all of these situations.
Yeah. Yeah, if we're not racing, we want to be a part of something, for the most part. Doing shocks, having that flair for suspension has been a good outlet for us. We, building shocks is the same. We build them in the same manner in which we built our car, which is to be the absolute best we can. Hanging out with people like you and Brian and your dad. You should have your dad on here, bro. That's what you should.
Yeah, my mom keeps telling me because I say, you know, should we get Dad on here? She's, nah, he'd do a horrible job.
I still need to get my shocks out to you to get them done.
One of these days you got to do it, right?
Someday I need to get with them.
So
Keep talking about it, never get around to it.
Forever, man.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if my dad. I think my dad likes watching the show a little bit more than he'd like participating in it. It's a long time. Like it usually takes between 2 and 3 hours just on a Monday night, and then it's 60 hours of work during the week just to get these things going. So I think he'd rather be at arm's length and enjoy it. Like, but when we do go to the UTV World Championship, he'll be all over those videos and stuff. It'll be fun to have him.
Yeah. So I was so pumped when I heard you were going back to the Worlds, and Polaris stepping up, Craig Scanlon like that. And hooking you up, dude. I'll be following you just as close as I can for that race, man. We wish we'd be there. It's just not going to be in the books this year for us, but that doesn't mean we're not going to be paying attention. That's for sure.
Man, you guys are going to miss out because we got an Airbnb with a barbecue and a pool.
So who's bringing the tacos? Who's cooking?
We can
Probably me.
Yeah, we can do whatever over there, and we got our filmer that's going to be out there meeting us and hanging out and stuff too. It'll be a pretty cool time, so it'll be neat.
I think we need to take a page from Jimmy's book though and wrap the car with American flag and gain that 20 horsepower.
Yeah, that 20 extra.
Yeah, you get 20 horsepower, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you changed the subject because I was just going to mention, since we're going to be going swimming, Brian's going to bring his sparkly green mankini.
Whoa.
The banana hammock.
So you guys are definitely going to be missing out because he's going to get all kinds of film time with that bad boy.
You know, I wouldn't say that we'll be missing out. If something like that pops up on my social media, you know, there might be a block in there.
That'll be Facebook video of the week right there.
You up there getting your money on?
Yeah, and we just had Chrissy Green say, hashtag Team Dad. So yeah, and all of our dads have done a lot for us. I mean, like Jimmy's, obviously we're talking about him and his family and stuff, but Brian's dad's done a lot for him and his brother, and my dad has done a ton for, you know, my mom has too. So it's really neat to see all these family efforts coming together. You know, like that's a huge deal for anybody growing up, is to have that family camaraderie, man.
It is, you know, even if you can't afford, you know, buying and building one of those cars for either Desert or Lucas. I mean, you know, there's definitely a lot of money that gets spent there to show up to these races with your kids. Is a bond that just can't be broken. There's always going to be common ground that you can go to in times of you know, rough times or so. To drop in one of these races and see tech, you know, see the $1 million trucks to the dirt bikes and quads and everything in between. The 1600 class, I would like to ride. I would like to go in a 1600. I just don't think my back can handle it.
I don't know about all that, man. The 1600, I could definitely put a pass on that one.
Jimmy wants to do the slug bug class in Mexico.
I can't believe they do the 500 1000 pre-running out there, and I got to tell you, I don't understand how they're getting through.
Have you ever seen a GoPro of the inside of the car of those slug bug classes?
No, but I hear it's pretty brutal. You pee in blood after.
It's not good.
Yeah. You get car sick just watching it on your phone.
Dude, for real. Like, it's pretty bad. Hey, so we were just talking about it. So we talk about, like, and that's what the show is here for. It's called The Dirt Life, right, for a reason, because we learn so much during these times when we have all of these things. So I always make it a point to understand, especially with the young guys sitting next to you, is you go to school, you have a problem. You go to work, you have a problem. You can't finish your homework. You can't. You got a problem with a coworker. You can't. Make rent this month. You can't do something. Something is bothering you in your normal daily life. But when you have an understanding and a structure of living a dirt life and growing up, maybe losing a motocross race, winning a motocross race, working on your own cars, doing these different things, all of that other stuff starts meaning less, and you can overcome those things much easier. And I think that you're teaching the boys a lot.
Yeah, I think diversity is definitely a part of, most certainly a part of racing, or honestly, any kind of competitive sport, whether it's off-road or football or anything to that extent, where you're putting in hard work. You have to think on the fly. You always have to adapt, modify, and overcome. There's always issues that come up and how to come up with solutions. And I think the boys have gotten a really good grasp at it. They're both very successful young men, and I couldn't be more proud. And I know their mama, who's sitting in the background right now watching us and smiling and shaking her head and, doing this, is that it can be a part of growing a young person or a young lady. Some of the women out there are just absolute animals when it comes to racing.
Well, look how much Pleasant Cook is learning from all the stuff that she's doing, right?
Yeah, and sex is not is a part of that, male or female. It's the spirit.
Yeah,
and then the camaraderie within the community itself, at any race, or to be a part of, especially to be inside the car or on a dirt bike or on a quad. Let it all hang out, putting it all on the table. Man, there's
let me put something there. Let me put it in perspective a little bit for some of the people that might not be understanding the depth of what we're talking about here. So let's just say that you see a middle-aged guy sitting on the side of the freeway that's using his phone because he has a flat tire. Well, none of the people that are sitting next to Jimmy would ever do that. They would be able to change their tire in a very short amount of time.
Right.
Because they understand and they've already been through things like that, and the things that they learned and being able to overcome things. That's a simple thing to talk about. But what happens if the car's burning down? They'll know that they need to jump out. What happens if they get into a situation where somebody crashes a car in front of them and they need to jump out and help them? They'll be able to understand and work on these things to help other people no matter what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think Joshua and I both could agree on that. One thing that we've been able to take away from racing, and especially building the car before we were even thinking about, Best in the Desert, just building it up and working on it and everything, was to never give up. And it's just like, in desert racing, there's always something that happens, and everything, all the time and money you've spent into it, it almost seems like you just want to give up when everything seems to not go your way. And one thing that my dad has taught me is that to never give up. I mean, you can always at least finish the race. Just because you might not win doesn't mean you can't finish the race,
Yeah, I agree with that statement wholeheartedly. Yeah, dude, desert racing's easy. You just sit there and drive, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and some of the other stuff that happens in desert racing, the things that we put our bodies through, is brutal. Some of the equipment we have to wear, jumping in bag. I call it like a onesies. It's like a onesie. It's like jumping into a sleeping bag in 105-degree weather.
It's your romper. Get it right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Well, at least we don't have it as hard as the girls. I thought he was talking about the equipment we have to wear to be able to evacuate.
Jimmy has a story on that.
Yeah, catheters. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring that up, man.
Well, okay, so before you bring it up, like Sarah Price does it, she just goes. That's it. She doesn't wear anything. She doesn't do anything. She just goes. So if you want to get into desert racing, there's some very unpleasant things that you have to put up with.
You're going to piss yourself.
Yep.
When I was talking to Pleasant and her mom was on the phone, this is the first conversation. And I thought, hey, desert racing sounds fun until you have to pee yourself or wear a catheter, with a tube and every person I've ever talked to about, they're like, what? You really? I'm like, well, yeah, dude.
You can't just pull over at a rest stop.
Yeah, do you guys take bathroom? Jimmy gets asked this. Do you guys stop to eat lunch? Do you get a bathroom break? No, you're shoving things up your helmet, or at a pit drinking or trying to eat nasty freaking protein bars. But the peeing aspect of it, when I told her, well, can you piss your pants? And she was like, "Yep, I sure can."
Nice.
I sure can.
Woo, you're made for this, girl.
Yep, didn't even skip a beat. And the way I brought it up was like, okay, so desert racing, all fun and hard work and all that. But the real question is, can you pee your pants? And she was like, yeah, I can.
She's
and
like, I'm doing it right now. We're good.
Plastic underwear.
I think we got off the line, and I think Vegas to Reno 2018, we were going down, I think, mile 50 or so, and she went silent. She wasn't cutting off corners or anything, and it was like for just a few seconds. And I'm like, hello, are you over there? And she just silent, and then all of a sudden, hey, guess what? I peed my pants.
All happy about it.
Yeah,
it's hard. I had a huge issue with getting past that.
You had stage fright?
Mike Caluso brings up the best memory. I swear.
Junior had stage fright?
That was the Caliente or
Motion Tire 300. Right, horrible race. It was like there's 40 miles of whoops that the big trucks can't even get on top of. So on a UTV, it's 20 miles an hour. So we take this is like one of our first races that requires, because it's going to be a long one, to us wearing these catheters. Jimmy, we come in for a pit. Mike Calusmo's come running over. He was helping Bobby out and Joshy out and seeing how we were doing. He's also an official for the Snore at that time. And Jimmy's getting out of the car. He's like, "Dad, I got to get out of the car, man. I can't do it. It's hurting." I'm like, "All right, dude, it is what it is, man." He's starting to get out. Mike Caluso was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I got to pee." This is desert racing, and you piss yourself. You don't get out of that car. Nothing. Get back in there. Get buckled up.
I had to do it myself once down in Mexico desert racing.
Yeah. Jimmy gets back in, buckles up. We leave about 10 miles later. He's like, "I still can't do it, Dad." I'm like, "Get out, man." We still pulled second. We pulled second place in that race.
Would you have gotten first if you took a pee?
No. We had one more day racing in front of us, and they checked out. Yeah, they checked out, man. They are quick, and their car held together pretty good. They've been racing from small vehicles. I mean, Scott had a 6100 truck that they raced. I mean, they've been racing at a very competitive level for a long time. So them
thank
boys
God
together.
They beat you beat you by that much, because otherwise it would have been all on Junior.
He had to shave weight.
Yeah.
On me.
Michael Usmo came over and spanked him.
Yeah.
What was your first experience with peeing in the car?
It was when I was doing Seder racing down in Mexico.
In the YXZ?
In the YXZ. First time I forgot to wear a catheter, and I'm like, I got to go in the same thing through a whoop section, just getting pounded. I'm like, oh, well, got to do it.
I'm here owning in the guy
that owned the car's like, what are you doing? I was like, dude, I gotta.
It's like, though, it's one of those untalked about things is like you never, ever go near or in the cab after somebody races a desert race.
That's right. And we've had more at the starting line. We stage up for Best of the Desert. It's always a long, you got all the trophy trucks, 1500, 6100. You got all these fast competitors in the turbo cars. So you're in your car for typically a couple hours staged up. And off of our floorboard, it's going. And people go, "Hey, you're leaking."
Yeah, we're good.
No, you're leaking.
It's not the car. We're good.
The worst problem is if you do like Jimmy and you got to get out and fix a flat tire and you actually step on the catheter. Didn't you do that, Jimmy? Wasn't that you?
Yeah. I tell you, when we rolled it into a bad rut.
Jimmy had tug of war with himself? Really?
Yeah.
Great.
Screamed. Oh, it was horrible, man. I stepped on it and ripped. I can't just.
So whoever's listening to this on iTunes, I wish you could see this poor guy's face right now.
Man, I thought I got circumcised again.
Ooh-wee.
In fact, as soon as we got the car over, we overheated in the desert. I jump out and I'm checking. I think I'm bleeding. It hurt that bad. Like, I think I've done, I got to tell my wife, like, honey, you're going to be really mad.
I'm the same as you now, baby.
There's been some changes I need to talk about.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I heard him scream through his helmet with his shield down over vehicles driving by us. I heard him scream when that happened.
Did it sound like a little girl?
Dude, I mean, it's Velcroed. It's got glue on it. I mean, it's, holy crap. That's how we met Dynamic Racing. The girls blew up their motor and were parked. They broke down, blew up their motor right there where we were parked. Yeah, that's, I can tell you, that was probably one of the worst experiences of my life. And I've,
It's pretty bad. It's like 3M glue in there.
3 shoulder operations, both hands, like nothing. The fear that one man has that, and you can't check because we're still in this race, man.
Yeah, did you have that thing Loctited on there or what?
They come sticky. They come really glued on, and then they make a Velcro thing to go around it so everything stays in. So you don't pee your pants, because that's the one thing I don't want to do is be in soggy pants for 15 hours. And this is at the end of the race. This isn't at the end of it.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious, dude.
You're lucky with short course racing. You don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I like the best is you don't have to sit out there in the desert when you break down, and you can take a pee afterwards.
Yeah, not so much with desert racing. And Mike Calusimo was the one who taught me that. Was like, hey, what do you do when you have to go to the bathroom? Because that's like a legit question. What do you do? And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you do? It's like, you wear a catheter. I'm like, what? Wear a catheter? Yeah.
Yeah, but some of the girls can't do it though, so they just go in their pants. So that's just the way it goes, man.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, bless their hearts. I don't know. I know there's like a thing they can glue on there or something. I don't know because my wife's never raced. I know it's like $400 to get the thing.
Well, what did you have to buy for Junior? One of the gluable ones too?
Yeah. Yeah, they're $400. He can tell you all about it.
Well, so did you ever have to do any of that stuff when you were co-driving, Josh, or no?
Well, I've never been in the car yet.
Not yet? Are you getting ready to or no?
Yeah, Rage at the River this December is our plan. The 1,000 was the plan, and that's kind of up in the air right now. Still need to talk to Scott and Joey and figure out what's best. Our best chances are it's going to take. It was supposed to be the point to point, which was from Ensenada down to La Paz, which is over 1,200 miles or so. And it takes
is that NOAA race, or what is it called?
No, it's the
NORA.
No, he's talking about the Baja 1000.
Oh.
Yeah, the Baja 1000, every 3 or 4 years, they do the point-to-point.
Hey, so let me ask you this, because Brian and I, we had to put together a proposal for Yamaha in 17 or 18 about doing a couple Baja races. And when we put together that proposal for, it was just a normally aspirated YXZ, and I think it was just one, we just did it for like a mock proposal for the Baja 1000, and I think just in logistical costs and racing costs for a point-to-point race, it was right around $30,000.
It's going to be up there. Yeah. Now, without the pre-running and everything, I think we can get into it for about 15, maybe 20 grand at worst case scenario.
Yeah, so the reason I wanted to ask that question was because during this RS1 build, we're doing the videos to show people what you can do to do an entry-level UTV race. And we were talking more about the AZOP stuff and the local stuff because that's obviously way more affordable. So I wanted to have a comparison to see. I would probably actually budget it around 20, 25 grand if you're going to take a team of 8 people or so down for one of those races because you have to have all that time off. And
you got to have
too.
2 chase trucks and stuff too. So
yeah. So and even if you bring your buddy's trucks, whatever it is, like you got to pay for gas, you got to pay for everything.
Yeah. It's astronomical. But man, you talk about the bucket list race. Man, it takes a whole village to do that one. That is absolute. To chase the 500, I mean, 2 trucks can typically do it. 3 is safer.
Well, the reason that I want to ask is because I want to understand is, so like, let's just say you have $15,000 or $20,000 set aside for that race. You still just spent $80,000 or more on your vehicle to get down there.
Yeah.
So same with like, Vegas Arena, I think costs us like between 8 and 12,000, depending on how you budget.
So that's
just for America, where
that's a pretty decent or wealthy family household income for one race.
Yeah, for one race. Yeah, it only lasted us 73 miles last time.
Fucking A.
Yeah. I did the math once and I cried a little bit quietly, and left it at that. And I never told my wife, but I'm sure she knows what 73 miles actually costed.
That does suck. Well, logistically speaking, we know somebody who can do all the math and stuff. Joshua can figure all that out really quick.
Yeah, you give him the checkbook, give him a budget, and tell him to make it happen.
Yeah,
make
exactly.
it happen, Captain.
Yep.
Yeah, he would do good.
So
he's going to get at River this December. That's going to be our next official race.
If you guys need help, let me know. Maybe I'll cruise out.
Hey, come on out, man. It's always a good time. It's a 2-day race. It's not.
Is that in Laughlin?
It's a brutal.
Yep.
I'm not going.
Right?
Yeah.
You can stay in
Laughlin.
Bullhead.
Yeah. I refuse.
Yeah, just Arizona.
If you just stay on the other side of the river with some knocks, dude, and you'll be able to.
Dude, that one restaurant that we went to in Bullhead City that was off the chain.
Oh, my friend's place?
No, the Italian one.
I don't remember the Italian one.
Dude, I'll figure out what the name is, and then you can show Jimmy and the boys where it's at. It'll freaking blow your mind, dude. It's the best Italian restaurant you've ever had, and it's cheap too.
Nice.
Awesome. On Arizona or Nevada side?
Bullhead City, Arizona.
Yeah, it's Arizona side. But so see here, we're getting back into these stories about all this racing stuff just turning into being friend stuff, man. It's awesome.
It's our life. It really is. It's we work to race. The race cars literally 30, 40 feet from us or 50 feet from us. And our life, our social media is all about racing. And when we're not there, if there's racing tracks, we'll follow. I'll text my friend. So wasn't last year.
Well, one thing I will say about the statement that you just made, Jimmy, is that you do have a passion for racing, but your first true passion is your family. So that's one of the things. If there was something that was going on with the family or something else that needed to be done, racing wouldn't come first, which is one of the things that I admire most about you and the boys. So
yeah, family's always first.
Hey, I was going to ask this question then. So Josh is obviously the brains of the operation. He has all of the logistical stuff planned out. He's going to be talking to you guys going in and out of the pits and stuff like he has in the past. Now he's going to take over driving or co-driving. What are you guys going to be doing? Like, why does he need you? He can just do it all himself now.
Yeah.
Yeah. They want to race together.
Oh, cool. Really?
Yeah. I want to get Joshy in the car with me in that environment because it's, you don't get a lot of opportunities for mistakes when you're out there on that course, especially when you got trophy trucks and some of these other, pretty gnarly vehicles doing, 130, 140 miles an hour where you're going 40 or 50. In that co-driver seat, people think, you just sit there and call off corners.
No, co-driver is way more important than the driver.
Oh, way, way more. Our job is to keep the skinny pedal down, and the co-driver tells us when to let up. when the brakes, what's coming up behind us, if they're fast, if they're slow. Yeah, the co-driver job is a way more intense position than actual driving. I give credit.
Let's ask the boys that question then. So, Josh, you can go first. What would you rather do? Would you rather be a co-driver or a driver with knowing the things that you know?
I think co-driver for sure, because I feel like it's too much pressure for the driver, even though I feel like the co-driver position is more important. I haven't not very skillful with the driving yet, and so I feel like my expertise, it'd be much more better for me as a co-driver.
Yeah, and to learn that way, I think would be pretty good too. Because obviously you can be a driver, I think, but understanding how to be a co-driver, like I tried that one time, and we didn't go very far, but I still don't think I would be a good co-driver. And you're fantastic at it.
It makes you a better driver, though, for sure. If you do co-driving, like Junior, he knows what to expect now. So going into the driving position, it'll make him that much better. Yeah,
because he can understand what's going on a lot better.
He's been there, so he's knowing, okay, I got to pay attention ahead of me. Even if Josh isn't calling it out, he's kind of knowing what to look for, too. Not just, I'm holding it wide open, and that's it.
Yeah. And I think Joshua, he masters everything he does. I mean, even if he starts out rough, he ends up getting better than me and Dad pretty much everything. And I think with his brains, he's so smart and so focused and sharp on everything. I think he would make a really good co-driver, and I would like to get out of the co-driver seat because it stresses me out with my dad because he's always on the wood everywhere we go. I'd like to into the driver's seat a little bit. I did a little bit in the Vegas to Reno for 73 miles, and I'd like to start making my way in there, and I'd love to have Joshua, the brother team do it, and you.
So what do you do? What do you do with the green flag?
What?
When you get the green flag, what do you do?
Not sleep like George.
Okay. Yeah. So that's funny that you say that, though, because Brian said the same thing about me, Jimmy. So he's like, yeah, you're just full pepper, man. You got to let up a little bit. Calm down.
You're like, what? I get it.
You don't get it. You never listen to me.
Right? I have that same issue.
Up, and then we end up blowing a tire or something. Then he's like, "Oh, okay, I'll listen now."
That's good, though.
I have attention of a Twinkie, attention span of a Twinkie.
Of a gnat, yeah.
He's like, ooh, shiny squirrel, and he's over here.
Yeah, slow down. I'm like, this is going to look cool, man. Don't do that to the car. Don't risk the car. Don't risk the car. I hear that a lot. It's like a record going off in my comms. I think they'll make a great brother team. I really do. When they get to that point, I'll back off, and me and the wife will support them as they start to move up. Jimmy has got a killer job, killer career. That's going to afford him to be able to do some pretty cool stuff. And racing is going to be one of them.
I think Jimmy just got a new truck too, didn't he?
He just, at 20 years old, he's bought his own truck. I did not have to co-sign.
Congratulations, dude. That's bitching.
Thank you.
Super, super proud of him, man.
What kind of truck is it? I'm sure everybody wants to know.
It's a 2010 Chevy Silverado. It's 1500, but I bought it with some gadgets. I got the light bars and the wheels and tires and the leveling kit on it.
Ooh, nice.
It's my baby. Yeah.
You guys still have your dirt bikes and you throw it in the back and go rip?
I just sold mine just a couple months ago, huh?
Yeah. Really.
North Dakota is not a real good place to ride. There's not a lot of riding up here. And with the side-by-side racing so heavily in our blood right now, the dirt bike has been sitting for the last probably year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, around 2 years.
Well,
around 2 years. Y250, totally souped up, desert tank. Of course, the suspension's all tuned. I mean, the bike was bad to the bone. I just she's just sitting there rotting, basically. And so I finally parted ways with her.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to make those decisions, though. But that brings up a new opportunity to when somebody like me decides to go across the country, you can be like, oh, shit, now I got to get a new dirt bike.
Yep.
Hey,
I'm gonna
mute the phone. Bobby didn't hear any of that. So what I just asked Josh that question. What's your answer to that same question, Jimmy?
Josh. Oh, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Who you asking?
I was asking Junior. So what's your answer to the same question? Like what well, I guess you could ask a different question. What do you guys foresee like with Josh getting in the co-driver's seat? Like how do you feel about switching and thinking which is better, the co-driver or the driver?
I think Josh is going to make a great co-driver. I think because he's so focused, he's going to be able to see, and he's very good with like technology, and the GPS is like a huge part of the co-driving. I mean, you have to know everything about it. It's like not everybody knows how to use a phone when they first get it, so you have to learn everything about the phone. It's even more important with the GPS because you have to know how to, like pre-running, you have to know how to make markers, and then you have to be able to use those markers and when you're racing and everything. And I think Joshua is going to make a great co-driver in that way, especially. And I'd like to just learn. I'd like to move up into the driving and experience that for myself. I haven't really gotten to experience that yet. And I think the co-driving was like what Brian was saying is a great transition to the driving, because now I am going to be looking for, dangers as I'm looking out ahead. Maybe Joshua won't see something, but I'm already wired that way to see it. So I will be maybe a better driver,
Yeah, it kind of goes back to what you were saying.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty crazy. How much did you have to learn to be able to understand I don't know if the logistical portion is the right word, but the understanding of what you're looking at. Because when you're a co-driver, you don't look in front of you very much. You look at what's on
you're
screen.
looking at the little fish finder that's, hopefully you guys got a bigger screen. I only had that little 7-inch screen, and you're trying to look at it as it's bouncing like this in front of you. Like he said, you're dropping things, skull and crossbones. Maybe there's a big rock or a hole or something you got to watch for next lap, or then you're looking at the mirrors, looking at everything else going on. The YXZ gauges are mostly in front of drivers, but, on the bigger trucks, all your gauges are over on the passenger side too. Sometimes you're looking at pretty much everything, like you said, slower drivers, fast drivers coming up on you.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I thought was the most important. Like we just mentioned it, but like when you and I did that little local race, like I got out of the car going, dude, the driver is not responsible for hardly anything compared to the co-driver.
Oh yeah, co-driver is pretty much the one in charge inside the car. You're the one keeping the driver cool, and Junior, hey, ease out of it, dude. Come on, Dad, we're gonna break the car. Slow down some, and then okay, now you've regained composure. Now let's go back into it.
Yeah, or laughing at me, going, dude, why is your foot sticking out the window?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also the other way around too, because sometimes we've had instances where the driver will be so wound up that they forget that they need to start getting on the nicer terrain, So the co-driver not only tells them to slow down or calm down, but also keeping them calm by pumping them up. You're doing a great job. You're basically like a life coach in the passenger seat. And if the car breaks down, you're the one that gets out. The driver stays inside in most cases, at least in ours. I was always getting out. I change the tires. I change the axle. If something happens, I get in and out. Because then when I get back in, before I'm even buckling up, we're already moving down the road,
Are you ready for all that, Josh?
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't experienced yet is when we're on the starting line, like my adrenaline just kicks in so rampant. I'll like puke. By the time we're like third off the line, dude, I'm ready to jump out the damn car and just call it quits or give me the green flag. I need to go.
Nice.
I'm gagging, and Jimmy's having to turn the comms off until he gets the green light. then I'm in my world. But until then, gosh, man, it's a love-hate relationship in those long races. You're like this weird bipolar. You can't wait to do it. It takes me like 100 miles to finally settle in.
Yeah.
And find a groove. And then after like 400 miles, you're like, man, this really sucks. What the hell?
We need to get Jimmy some Ritalin, dude.
Choices? Yeah, like, what the hell life choices am I making here? Like, this is crap. And we get to the finish line, you're like, boom, I can't wait to do it again.
Hopefully, excuse me, Joshua doesn't get yelled at by Michael Ismo, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I hope Mike's there. I just love him to death, man. When he got into Junior's face, you get back in that car, you buckle up.
Josh is gonna be like, nope, I'm going. I don't want that guy yelling at me.
I think the plan for me is like, I think I'm gonna try to practice with the catheter before the race.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I just went out in the backyard and just let it loose.
Yeah. Same thing, and then Joshua would come out and try to coach me, and I'm tell him to go away. He's been like my co-driving coach as a pit crew chief, and he's coming out like, do it, man, you can do it.
You just gotta relax.
Would you like me to turn on the faucet for you?
1, 2, 3, go, 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 go.
Can I make water noise in your comms for you? Yeah.
That's so funny. Well, what's the plans for 2021 then? I know that 2020 you guys are going to try to make a couple races, but if that doesn't come to fruition, or even if it does, what's the plan for next year?
Next year we're not going to hold like that big of a schedule, I don't think. Our first year I think we raced 11 or 12 times. We were doing the Snore Series and Best in the Desert to try to get seat time in and experience in it, and now, with the world doing what it's been doing, having to jump from company to company, I know the 1,000 is going to be there. We're thinking maybe the 500, the Baja 500 as well. We'd really like to go back to Vegas to Reno and redeem ourselves. I feel that's our race. We all feel that that's our race. We know that the last 250 miles is something that we played on every single weekend.
For like 7 years.
For like 7 years. Yeah, we were,
So
we
it's
go
like
out.
your guys' backyard, like I was saying.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
We go out exploring all the time out there. It's just our backyard. We don't need a GPS.
So I don't know if you're thinking the same thing. Jimmy's mentioning all these races. I'm thinking that they're going to need like at least to win half of the lottery, or Junior's going to have to just be working the whole time just to support their racing, not even buying a new truck.
I don't know. The thing that's going to be the big thing is Jimmy, if he's going to be a young buck and step up and be able to get them tools out there and get stuff changed, and then come into pits.
He's going to have to step up and support the boys, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not going to have Josh doing it anymore.
Let's see how good Dad is as a pit crew.
And I'm okay with it too, because sometimes getting in the car can be a little too stressful. And in the downtime in the pits, it's kind of relaxing. You watch you're a spectator until they come in. I'm cool with that.
Josh was never. Always counting.
Junior, I think you'll do good in the pits. I was talking about Big Jim. He's going to have to learn how to get in the pits.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think if if the boys come into the pits all hot and something needs to be replaced, I think it's going to be commotion in the ocean when Big Jimmy has to work on all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He would get so worked up. He'd be all over the place. He'd be just as nervous as he is driving. But yeah,
probably have a mouthpiece or something I can really bite down on and not.
He would probably
chip
be the
a
best
tooth
one.
or something.
Let's have Bobby just like make you a turkey sandwich, slip some Ritalin in there, and you'll be good.
Yeah.
Some Valiums.
Yeah. Have you chill out.
Put me in. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for you guys, and honestly, like without taking away from the two Jimmys, like I'm really excited to see what Josh does in the passenger seat. I think that's going to be super fun. So I'm glad that you guys are all working together to achieve the same goal. Though it's neat to see. And Bobby didn't come on the show with us, but I know she's just as integral part of the team too. So
yeah, very much so. I look forward to these boys growing in this motorsports. I still super competitive. I still want to race, but at the same time, as Joshua's coming up and Joshua and Jimmy's coming up, I'll start stepping back and support them, financially and working on the car and everything that I need to do to see their success.
Yeah, I really
sure.
I think that's awesome. And I think, just that support mechanism, whether it's financial or moral or whatever it is, it teaches them so much.
Yeah.
So, like, that's just being a good parent in general, right?
Yeah.
So Revival Racing just chimed in and said, give Jimmy a piece of tire to bite down on.
Who said that?
Revival Racing. So that's
yeah.
so.
Hey, we had those guys out for the Mint 400.
So you got you gonna be chewing on tires to keep yourself calm in the pits. Hey, so grab your set list right there, Brian. So we're gonna do a quick rapid fire Q&A section. So before we start jumping into this, if you guys want to get a hold of any of the Bold Racing guys, we tagged them all in our last social media post. So go to @thedirtlife_show and check it out. Like Brian said, they got a car wrap that looks like a United States flag that has 20 horsepower. So you can check that bad boy out and click on any of their social media channels and check them out. They all have good stuff on there, and it's really cool to see all this family camaraderie and fun stuff. So are you guys ready for the rapid fire Q&A? We're going to start from our left to right. So Big Jimmy, Joshua, and Junior. The first question, iRacing or real racing?
Let's say that again.
iRacing or real racing?
Real racing.
Josh, you're next.
Real racing.
Junior.
I'm gonna have to agree. Real racing.
All right, what's the next one?
If you could hang out with one person for a day, who would it be? Jimmy?
Uh-oh. You don't know who it is?
Racer or non-racer, just whoever.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. It could be Tom Cruise for all we care.
He's pretty hot, but I don't think so. He's too short.
He always solves those missions that are impossible. So
Abraham Lincoln would be the one person I would like to hang out for a day. That president changed and altered the direction of the United States and dealt with all kinds of adversities.
dude, I never expected that answer. That was a good answer. All right, Josh, who do you want to hang out with?
You better say your dad, dude.
Uh-oh.
Mom?
Quarterback, Dallas Cowboys.
Can you please say that one again?
He's the quarterback of the Cowboys, Dak Prescott.
Oh, you're hanging out with him? All right. And what about you, Junior? Who are you hanging out with for a day?
What's her name? Chuck Norris.
I didn't hear what he said. Did you?
Did he say Chuck
I would
Norris?
hang out a whole day. if I
Yeah,
could.
Chuck Norris. He said Chuck Norris.
Dude, that's the best answer I've ever heard. For real. That's awesome. All right. So we're talking motocross here. Barsha, or, well, actually, we're talking supercross. Barsha or Webb?
Barsha.
Oh.
Who are you going with, Josh?
Webb.
And Junior?
Webb.
You're going Webb too? So the reason we asked that question, and it fits perfectly, Webb is a very calculated and got a lot of racecraft like the boys. Barsha is just full pepper like Daddy is.
That's why they bam bam.
Yep. So it makes a lot of sense why Jimmy picked Barsha. All right.
It's kind of like a Ricky
what? A Ricky Bobby?
Ricky Carmichael.
All right. What's the next question, Brian?
All right, what's your favorite food?
Tacos, carne estrada, man.
Josh?
All right, we got to put a limit on this. You got 2 seconds.
Tacos.
You guys are going to have to lean in, and you're going to go tacos too. You guys are going to have to lean in a little bit more. It seems like they're not getting the audio.
Oh. I would go with steak, ribeye.
Dang,
There
you're
you
going
go.
to ribeyes? All right, Little Smokies or pizza rolls?
Pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls.
What was the other one?
Little Smoky.
Little Smokies.
Dude, yeah, that's where I'm going.
Favorite soda?
Pepsi.
Hey, Brian doesn't drink soda anymore. He ditched it.
Really?
Yep, iced tea all the way.
Good for you.
I'm gonna go with orange Fanta.
Yes!
Ooh, that's a good
Another
one.
orange soda guy. No, I knew I loved you. We just became best friends.
Junior?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Pib.
You're going with Pib? I always thought he was going to pick Crave Rider. Uggs or Crocs?
Ooh.
3 seconds. 3.
Uggs.
You going Uggs?
Moon boots.
Crocs.
Crocs.
Crocs all the way. You can breathe your feet out, and they got that little flap for when you want to go off road.
Yeah, but you could put them in 4-wheel drive. I knew somebody would know about 4-wheel drive.
You have Crocs at home now?
I don't, but I want to buy some.
Oh, yeah. So, Junior, you know about Crocs being put in 4-wheel drive? I don't think your dad knew about that.
No, you have they have like this little heel hook. You can have them as slippers, or you can flip up the little heel thing, and you can go off road.
Yep.
All
We
Well,
tease
you
his
learn
dad.
something new every day.
We tease his dad about it all the time.
Yeah, fully. What's the next one?
All right, what's your most memorable race?
Vegas to Reno, 2017.
It doesn't even have to be a race that you did, though. It could be like when you went and supported another team or something, too. So you're picking Vegas to Reno. What are you picking, Josh?
Baja 1000. First time I went with me.
Yeah, 2018.
2018. Baja 1000. 2018.
Junior?
I'm going to go with Baja 1000 2017, the first year I ever went.
Right on. So, yeah, so those are experiences that you can't ever relive. I mean, those are just amazing experiences. And we've never done, Brian and I have never done that big of a desert race or participated in the Baja 1000. But even going down to Mexico and just hanging out and doing that short
Good
course
time.
race, it was really cool, yeah. Favorite flavor of ice cream?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
I'm going to go with mint chip.
Dude, mint
Really? I
chip.
thought you were.
Mint chip has been like the number one out of everybody that answers these questions. I always want somebody to get like, what's Bobby's favorite flavor of ice cream? Does she have like a
Rocky Road.
Yeah, see, I'm right there too. Like I'm going like pralines and I'm getting all into it, dude. Pralines
Cookies and cream
Yeah.
is mine.
There, that's a good one too. There's a s'mores one, like the real like.
Yeah.
What's the next one, Brian?
All right, here's one for you guys. Got a lot of snow up there. Ski or snowboard?
Ski.
Oh, snowboarding for me.
I am terribly coordinated at both, so I'm just going to pick snowboard just because.
Just because you can look cooler when you wad it up.
I get
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Dogs.
both.
So I got a funny story about this. I just actually posted on my Instagram today. So our cat that lives at my parents' house was just kind of sleeping on the back patio. A big old like 4 or 5 foot king snake is just like actually beautiful snake cruising around through the backyard. And the cat is an outside cat. Like it's lived outside its whole life. So it's like really it's a good cat. But anyways, it's just laying out on the patio doing whatever, and then the king snake is like coming right by it, and you would think that the cat would run away, right? Now the cat goes up, slaps it, and then tries to get it to get off its area so it can take a nap.
They're fearless.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
Netflix.
I'm gonna go with YouTube.
Yeah, I kind of think that Netflix and YouTube are having a big battle now, but I've been seeing more people pick YouTube lately. What do you pick, Brian?
I'd say Netflix.
You're going Netflix?
Yep.
What about when you run out of stuff on Netflix? You go YouTube then?
Well, there's always Amazon Prime. There's always something.
Ooh, Amazon. I should put Amazon Prime on here. Burrito or taco?
I think that's easy.
I gotta say burrito. Yeah.
What? You switched it
Taco.
up? I thought you were going
Loser.
taco.
It's like a pillow of love. You know, every time you take a bite, it loves you back. Whereas tacos, every time you take a bite, it wants to crap out the good parts. You have to like pinch its butt and its top in order to get the taco in. So,
Dude,
I
but
think
the worst thing is when the burrito gets a hole midway through, dude. That's like having a bad blown out flat tire.
it is. It's a bad deal. It is. It becomes a bad day. Honestly, it's a heartbreak.
So maybe it needs to be chimichanga, so it's deep fried.
Deep fried, yeah.
What do you pick, Josh?
Taco.
I'm going to have to go with, if we're in the U.S., I'm going to have to go with burritos. But if I'm down in Mexico, I haven't found a good burrito place down there, so I'm going to go with tacos from Mexico.
Burritos didn't come from Mexico, so that's why.
No, they did.
Yeah, so that's why they don't have them down there. So, who's next? Me?
Supercross or motocross?
Motocross.
Dang, you're going motocross. What'd you
I'm
pick,
gonna go for
Josh?
motocross.
What'd Josh pick?
Supercross?
Yep. Supercross.
And Junior, you picked motocross? Is that what you just said?
Yep.
Did you guys see any of the pro motocross the last couple weeks here?
I haven't watched. I haven't been keeping up with it, no.
Yeah, Brian hasn't either. I've been watching it quite literally every time it's on. I get text messages from my buddy Brian Hawkins. He says, dude, you got to watch it. Like, it's coming on. I'm like, fuck, I got to get back home as quick as possible. And honestly, though, I'll tell you what, I have not been disappointed. They just had 2 rounds in Redbud in Buchanan, Michigan. And first of all, I love Michigan tracks. They're so awesome. But one was on Friday, and then one was today, this morning. And, dude, it was –
oh, wow.
The racing was like – this year has been like – off the charts battles, like crazy good, like way better than the last couple years. It's just been so, I mean, obviously 2020 sucks, but like the racing has been insane good.
Yeah.
What other form of racing would you like to try? This can be boat racing, racing your friends and knitting, whatever you want.
I'm going to say rally.
NASCAR.
I'm going to go with Formula One.
Dude, I thought we were best friends. We just broke up, though. He picked NASCAR, dude. He didn't pick
Left
any
Turn
dirt.
Losers Club.
Yeah, come on, man. What the heck, dude? I thought you were going to pick like something badass like monster trucks.
We're desert racers, and I don't know why they wouldn't want to transition into rally. Those guys
That's so much fun.
I don't, dude.
Yeah.
There's Josh the Milkman baby, dude. He picked NASCAR. What the heck, dude? All right, Brian. This is literally the most profiling question we could have ever put on this list. So let's see what happens here.
Chips and guacamole or fries and ketchup?
Oh.
How is that hard?
Chips and guac.
Okay, good.
I like fries and ketchup.
Dude,
I'm going to go with chips and guac.
I don't even know if I want to talk to Josh anymore. I can't do it. I can't handle it, man. I can't handle it.
Ketchup's white man salsa.
Dude, he picked NASCAR and French fries and ketchup. I'm just joking, bud. Man, it was awesome chatting with you guys. I don't think I've laughed this much in the show in a long time, so it was really cool chatting with you guys. I really appreciate all you guys coming on the show and
It's
hanging out
good
with
seeing
us.
you guys.
Yeah,
Good seeing you guys too, man. Thank you for having us. It's always a good time seeing familiar faces. It's funny. We've all been on the track together. There's a bond that's just unbreakable, man, for sure.
It really is, and that's what's cool about the whole thing. Like Josh hasn't been able to experience that yet, but he's going to very soon, and it's neat that he's going to be able to learn from you guys and be able to battle with all those guys out there and just have a good time, man. It's going to be really cool. So please tell Bobby we said hello since she's if she can hear us now. Hi, Bobby, and again, thank you guys very much for joining us. We wish you the best in the future.
Thank you so much. You guys take it easy.
You guys too. All right, and make sure that you give Josh more chips and guacamole, please.
Yeah, I'll work on that.
All right, guys. Again, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. So we will see you guys soon.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
See you guys.
Good night. Man, that was super cool. Like I said, we haven't laughed that much in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Like just having that. I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen. Like when we talked at the beginning of the show about going to the UTV World Championship, we're just going to have a bunch of fun with everybody.
Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody we haven't seen in so long.
I know, right? And Katie Vernola was asking if she wanted to hang out if she goes over there. There's a bunch of people that want to obviously shake hands with and stuff like that, so it'll be pretty cool. The only thing is we're not going to be close to Vegas like with all your homies.
Hey, they'll be out there willing to drive. I've already
How far
had
is Havasu from Vegas?
like 2.5 hours.
Oh, that's not
something
bad
like
at all.
that.
They
Yeah,
can come down.
they've all been saying, "Hey, dude, you guys need help? Let us know. We'll cruise out."
Oh, cool. Well, you can just come hang out anyways.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, cool. Well, so thank you very much to Jimmy Moore, his family, both Joshua and Junior for coming on the show. It was really cool. We really appreciate them taking the time and joining us, especially with all of the stuff that they're doing. They're busy and working and stuff. So next week's show we have son of Jesse Jones, trophy truck racer, Austin Jones. He's also a trophy truck racer. One of our buddies, Joe Wining, who was a mechanic or still is a mechanic for Jesse Jones trophy truck, helped us line that up. So it's going to be really cool to talk with Austin, especially because that's kind of the next level in racing, right? Like we talk about the UTV stuff all the time and side-by-side stuff, but man, to understand.
It'd be nice to break into that barrier. That'd be a fun truck.
Could you imagine driving one of those bad boys?
Just sitting passenger would be fun enough.
I know I'd be down to sit passenger too. I don't think I'd do as good of a job in the passenger seat as you do, but it would be pretty cool. So it's going to be awesome to talk with Austin Jones next week. It'll be really neat to get a different perspective, like I said, and hopefully you guys want to join us and pay attention. So thank you to, like I said, Jimmy Moore. Thank you to everybody for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. We want to thank all of our sponsors that, all the sponsors for the show have basically jumped on board for this RS1 build too. So thank you very much to the guys at KMC, the EFX Tires boys, Shock Therapy. Thank you to Rugged Radios. Thank you to Solder Weld. And as my t-shirt says, the Zollinger Dirt Crew. So I really appreciate it. You can use the code DIRTLIFE at any of their websites, and you can save yourself a whole bunch of money. So don't pay full price. Get a awesome discount, and you guys help us when we help our sponsors as well. And thank you very much, Brian, for coming in.
You're welcome. Thanks for the invite.
It was super cool. And now it's time to go eat some more tacos.
Right?
So we really appreciate you guys joining us. So signing off now. We love you guys.
See you guys.
Thanks for listening to The Dirt Life Show.